they said that they only got 6. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna give you a flash drive with all the other ones. Can you actually watch them and like take the time to investigate this? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. Then like a week later, they close the investigation. And like, it's just, it's so discouraging because I feel like, especially when you're a woman, especially when you are like a single woman going into a police department where it's all males, or maybe they have like a kind of like just misogynistic attitude and stuff. And it's like, if I went in there with my husband or with my father, they would take me seriously. But when you go in there by yourself, it's like they automatically like try to spin it around to make it seem like you're just some bitter ex that wants to make up a lie. And it's like, why would I want to make up a lie? I already had custody. It's
Mm.
not like any reason to lose custody. I could have just chose not to go to court. It was my case. I was a plaintiff. So the fact that they're trying to say that I lied, and like even Grossman started writing an order saying like the mother's allegations of sexual abuse are false. The videos the mother had were coached. She never saw the videos. Videos were not coached, and she never saw them. And police and DCF never said they were coached. And like she then subpoenaed the DCF worker and the detective by herself. In a family court case, people don't realize this. You're having a bench trial if you get a trial. You're not getting a jury trial. But in a case like where there's a jury, the jury is the fact finder collectively. So the jury is the one who's going to be making up the verdict at the end.
Mhm.
In a case where it's a family case and it's a bench, you have the judge. The judge is the fact finder. So they're equivalent to the jury. So imagine if tomorrow they say that the jury in the P. Diddy trial decided to subpoena his daughter. The jury is not allowed to subpoena people. The jury's only job is to listen to whatever's presented in court, which is why they tell you, like, if you know the guy outside of court and you know facts that are not being presented in the case, you need to recuse yourself from the jury and they'll excuse you. A judge needs to do the same. If they went to high school with you and it's you versus your ex, like they're supposed to say, oh, okay, you know what, I need to recuse myself. And that's the same thing because like they're strictly a neutral fact finder in that role. What place does a neutral fact finder have to issue subpoenas by herself, paid for by the court, for the detective and the DCF worker who watched the forensic interview of my daughter? This same forensic interview that they never released to me, it said that it's property of the New Bern Police Department and I can never get it. But somebody else told me that if you have a lawyer, they can request it. So again, if you don't have the money to pay for a private lawyer or get a lawyer to actually agree to help you,
Mhm.
then what, you don't get it? That's again unconstitutional and illegal what they're doing. But if you bring that up, then they're like, okay, now we're gonna go after her. And like that's like how I feel. Like I've been like, just attacked right and left for everything that I've done, and they try to paint me out to be a bad person. But it's like, okay, well, you never said I was a bad person until I started reporting that my daughter was saying she was being sexually abused. So what was the difference? And now I'm bad. Me reporting the abuse? Why is it that reporting abuse is treated as a crime with no due process? Like if it's a crime, that's if I lied about the sexual abuse, that's aggravated perjury. Why am I not being charged with aggravated perjury for lying? Because nobody's from the authorities are saying that I'm lying. Only Jane Kupson Grossman said it. But then every other judge would just do whatever she said. And so it's very frustrating. I feel like, I just really want everybody to know that this is happening, not just to me, not just to others, like on a mass scale all over. And a lot of people are, like a lot of people are losing their lives. Like people are committing suicide. Like it's bad. A lot of people can't handle this. And if I can just, educate people and share the knowledge that I wish that people shared with me, that I wish I knew then what I know now, then at least I'm, doing the best I can. And I feel like my kids know that they're basically hostages at this point. And so
Right.
it's like, it's like scary. And like, this is like a massive, like public, like epidemic in the United States. It's not talked about. And you know what? The news in Connecticut, when it first happened, I tried to tell them what happened, and they said that they have a contract with the state of Connecticut that says that they are not allowed to report on anything that makes the judges look bad. So, how can the news companies, which are all private, by the way, none of them are state run, these are private media companies making private contracts with the state to censor what they're putting in the news? And then it's like, then I try to post it on social media, because if the real media is fake, let's post the real thing on social media where everybody goes anyway. And then I'm getting my videos taken down, my accounts taken down.
Media taken down and your posts and everything.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Like, I had 133,000 followers on TikTok, and I was gaining like thousands every week. And um my account was permanently banned, and it was permanently banned 3 times, and I got it back twice, and on the third time they wouldn't give it back. Then they basically banned my device, my IP. I had like 4 subsequent accounts that were all banned. um and then, my Instagram was recently just banned, that I had for 15 years, with 15 years of photos and memories, and my Facebook that I had for 13 years with all these memories and stuff. And it's just sad, because it's like, I never thought that I would need to like go back on Facebook and re-download all of those pictures from like when my kids were little and stuff like that. I always thought and like, they didn't give me any warning either. And in the
Right.
past, like, Facebook had like taken stuff down, but now when they banned me, it was like no warning whatsoever. And they claimed that there was one post on Instagram that I posted, which was a screenshot of a messages from our family wizard. And like, I posted a screenshot of the messages, and then they said that it was getting taken down because they claimed it was um frauds and scams. They said frauds and scams, some that I was uh pretending to, like, I don't even know what they said. Something that made no sense. I tried to appeal. Instantly my appeal was denied. But not only did they ban my Instagram, but when they banned it, it also banned my Facebook that was attached to it, and all of these business pages that I had for years. So all my business Instagram and Facebooks were banned, along with my personal Instagram and Facebook, just a couple weeks ago. And then I made another one